Hi, my name is Mark Mobley, and I want to introduce you to the forgiveness game. The forgiveness game is part of a larger course on forgiveness. The course was created for use in a social service agency setting with clients of the agencies. It is designed to help the clients develop their executive functioning skills. The forgiveness game specifically helps the client practice asking for forgiveness from a friend that they have offended. The students have learned about the language of forgiveness during the course, and the game offers them the opportunity to practice selecting appropriate phrases in a slower paced environment than they would have in real life. The game is a short, first person interaction between the learner and a friend that is realistic but relatively low stakes. The goal of the game is for the learner to use de-escalating language that leads to their friend granting them forgiveness for the perceived slight. This will help the students practice impulse control and emotional control, two key elements of executive functioning. The design principles I've just mentioned are from brain-based learning, which is the underlying methodology for the game. The game opens with an instruction screen with graphics that are repeated throughout the game. Each screen will have the emotions bar that gives feedback to the learner about the current state of their friend's emotions. Each page also has two buttons that provide the options for the students to proceed through the game. On the instructions page, the learner is given the option to hear the instructions explained audibly. While this explanation is taking place, graphics highlight the choice buttons and the emotions bar. The central conceit of the game is that the learner is settling down for a night of Netflix with a friend when they notice that she is unexpectedly cold and distant. Gameplay begins when the learner questions why. On each page, the learner will have a short vignette by their friend. It will be the response to the learner's previous choice. The student will watch the video first. At the top of the page is a summary of the friend's reply. At the bottom of the page, the client will be presented with two possible replies. This is the heart of how the game helps the learner improve their knowledge. The replies present two opposing approaches. The first approach, humble, apologetic, kind, and the willingness to listen, which leads to forgiveness. The second approach, selfish, defensive, dismissive, and unwillingness to listen, which leads to a schism. When the learner chooses a reply, the gamification elements are activated. The game progresses to a new page. If the student chose a correct response, a positive reinforcement bell rings and the emotions bar visibly increases one level. If they give an incorrect answer, a negative reinforcement buzzer plays and the emotions bar visibly decreases towards zero. Let's watch an entire round of the forgiveness game.
Do you want to watch Netflix?
Fine.
What's going on?
Do you mean I have to tell you? You don't know?
Did I hurt your feelings somehow?
No, I always act this way. Did you even miss me Friday night? I thought we were friends. You know what? Because you went out with my ex-boyfriend and didn't even bother to tell me that I saw you that afternoon. Why should I even talk to you? You know, if we were friends, you would have invited me to go with you. You made me feel left out. You made me feel like Rick's friendship was more important than me. Thanks for listening. Let's watch a movie.